and happy New Year's Eve. I am just wanting to jump on here and just tell you all that as we close out this year, just how thankful I am for you all. Thankful for you being part of our community. Thankful that you are allowing us to be part of your journey. We've had a great year. I know there's so many things that you don't see behind the scenes from the work we're doing, trying to fundraise, and some of the projects we're working on with different industry members and different industry leaders, so many meetings that we attend to make sure that your voice as the patient is heard, whether it's, hey, make sure you're thinking of this when you're looking at a medication, or make sure you're considering this. Make sure that our patients are at the table and included when we talk about rolling out a medication or the side effects or things like that. And so often people think, what are we doing at AMF and what's happening? And you may on the outside see just the content and the educational pieces, which is phenomenal. But there's so many things behind the scenes too that you may not see. But thank you for trusting us, that we are constantly advocating for you, constantly working to make sure your voice is heard, because that's my job on the days that you can't. And so what we will ask this year too is we want to grow this community in numbers, not just to have a lot of numbers, but because we want to be able to reach the most patients, that when pharma comes to us and says, hey, we need the patient voice. We need to hear a spectrum of patients who have migraine or dealing with these side effects. And so help us get the word out. We know that in your community alone, people with migraine. So share our resources. Also, we want to help people, not just for pharma to know what the side effects are or what people are struggling with, but we also want to be able to just help individuals dealing with this debilitating disease. And so one of the things we've done this year that I'm excited about is we opened our store. You may notice my t-shirt. This was one of our youthy designs, in case you've gone on the store and gone, what is this? What is this? We know there are kids, and we know there are adolescents, and there are college kids who have migraine and may want to get the word out. This next generation has the ability to change things in ways that our generations previously haven't been able to, with what they're involved with social media. And so opening the store was kind of a, hey, let's make migraine more visible. And if you're new to joining us, you haven't heard that our theme this year has been, we want to make an invisible disease visible. And so often we know the symptoms aren't always seen. People don't realize how debilitating it is. I was just talking to someone yesterday and I said, do you realize people stay in bed for days, sometimes days every month, and sometimes days every month, and they've been doing this for years? And the person looked at me and said, I had no idea. And I feel like that it takes all of us to get the word out. And so one of the things, not only did we start the store, and we'll put the links in the chat, but we also started and created a depiction of what the brain image could look like for a patient with migraine. And if you haven't seen it, we created these pens, and really with the thought of physicians or folks who may wear a pen to be able to say, what is that? And they're like, oh, I have migraine, or I know someone with migraine. And it is a brain disease. And so starting the conversation, we created this depiction. And I'll also put the link to this as well. We actually sold out of these already and have a new order coming in, because people are like, oh, I can actually say my brain is actually affected when I have migraine. Now that I know I have migraine, my brain is actually affected. I had no idea. It's not just a one-time event. I have head pain and then it's gone. It is an ongoing brain disease. And in order to get the word out, we created this depiction. You can also find the items in our store on water bottles and t-shirts and bags. Our thought was, when you're on a call through Zoom, if you're working and you hold up your mug and they're like, what is that? And you're like, oh, I have migraine. And migraine actually is a brain disease. And so that was the thought. And we're making $2 on every purchase in the store. This isn't like we're making tons of money on this. It's a lovely fundraiser, but really it was about the awareness piece. And so we really wanted to get you to be able to be visible by telling people about this invisible disease. And so another thing I'm super excited about, in case you missed it, is we have an anonymous donor who has come forward and he said, I see how much migraine affected my own life. and I want to make an impact. What can I do? And we said, we want to fund research. We've got to fund more research. And so we're going to be putting out a research grant at the first, really, probably the first quarter of the year, really to try to find some novel ways of treating migraine. And you may have seen our announcement that it's a $500,000 gift, and we're going to be breaking this up into several grants and reviewing those with our research committee, which is a partnership. That committee is in partnership with American Headache Society. And so there's a lot of exciting things happen. And I know you may not always see those things, but I want you to know we're here, we're fighting for you, and we're excited to be sending people to Headache on the Hill in partnership with AHDA in the first of the year, and doing some scholarships for that as well. And so we want to show up. We also want to make sure we're being strategic in how we show up. You may not know, we have a pretty small team that work day to day, and then we outsource marketing and we outsource other things. And so we're constantly hearing your journey, hearing your messages, and making sure we're taking those in. We might not respond right away due to the hundreds of messages we get, but we want you to know we're here, we hear you. We want more patient stories this year, and not just because those are feel-good stories of change and hope, but because also, I guess it is hope, but I think there's so many people who hear the story and go, I didn't know someone else got this. My family just says, you're sick again, or you're missing another family event. And to hear someone else's story go, the hope I bring is that there is the right medication combination. There are the people who understand where you are. And you guys, with over 40 million Americans managing migraine, we know that there are so many people who need that message of, this is real. We hear this. And we know that some people don't speak up because they're like, oh, I don't want it to affect my job, or I don't want people to know I have this because it may hurt a promotion, or they're tired of hearing me complain. But you all, if you're watching this and you're a caregiver, this is real. This is not I don't want to go to this event. There's a lot of fear I hear from patients saying, I'm so afraid I won't be able to show up for my child. I'm so afraid I won't be able to show up for my partner or spouse and go to the Christmas party. I'm so afraid to let my family down at XYZ. And they just think I'm getting out of it again because they think migraine is just a head pain. We want to make the message more clear that this is more than a headache. And you probably hear that so many times from us, but we know that everyone's not reading everything we put out all the time, and we can't put that message out enough. So, but as we close out the year, I just want to thank you. Thank you that I'm almost finishing my first year as CEO, and you all have been so welcoming. You all have been so gracious and sharing feedback. We want to hear from you. What topic is not being covered? We have great partner organizations with other groups who are highlighting migraine, and we all want to know, like, what are you not finding research in? Now, I will tell you, one of the things I love about this organization is everything's clinician verified. And so sometimes we may not put things out because we may go, there's not research to prove that, so we're going to have to hold off on that. So we want to make sure that if you ever send out an idea and we don't jump on it, sometimes it's because we take it to the team and we're like, not yet. We don't have research to verify that. We take that so serious, and we want you to know that we hear you though. So keep sending ideas. Tell me in the chat, tell me through Messenger, tell us your email if there's a topic that you'd love to see us cover, and we will do our best to bring that topic to light, whether through a live, whether through a webinar, through a blog we're writing, through considering that in research. But either way, I just want to tell you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for letting us be part of the journey that you're on. If you want to share your story, we'd love to hear your story. We'll put that in the chat too, how you can do that. You may want to go live with us one day and tell your story. I want to hear from more kids and college kids and men and women who have said, I just now need to share my story because I want to give other people hope. So we want to hear those stories this year. We're excited. We have some great webinars planned for this year. We've had we have sometimes such a large number of people register, and we know you may not always be able to attend. We have those on our website. We have those on our YouTube channel. If you can't watch those right away, but we also love when you can join live too. So it's going to be an exciting year. I look forward to seeing all the things we accomplish. And just in advance, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for allowing us to show up with you. And we hope that this is an incredible year for you and that you have more pain free days than you've ever had in 2026. So thank you all and Happy New Year to you.